What up, what up? We back. It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sir, ski. And it feels like we haven't been here in a while.
It feels like a minute.
It feels like a minute.
Feels like
right?
a good amount of time.
Nah, it definitely feels like a good amount of time. I almost forgot what to say. What do I say? What do I say? What you got for the people, Keith?
Hey, you can't see evil when you dwell in it because you enjoy the comfort of it. It's the moment you remove yourself from it that your eyes are open to the actual discomfort you realized.
It's not until you remove yourself. Say that one more time.
All right. You can't see evil when you dwell in it because you enjoy the comfort of it. Mm-hmm. It's the moment you remove yourself from it that your eyes are open to the discomfort of its reality.
I see. Okay. So today we got 4 questions. We're gonna be putting our realest foot forward.
As always, right? And giving you game on what we think. And this is no preparation. This is just off the cuff. This is freestyle, like real freestyle, right? Like a lot of y'all go on these shows and y'all do a verse and it's clearly rehearsed. Like people don't even freestyle anymore. Never do.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Will Wayne say, oh, I need a subject, I need a hook, I can't go into the studio talking. Man, what is you doing? Going to the studio with clips, ammo, brand new Beretta, can't wait to let it go. Welcome to the label, like, what a check though. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. So come up there with ammo, clips, just freestyle. We don't do that anymore. That's old news.
It's beneath us.
We're too good for that. Everything has to be pre-written, rehearsed. Everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So what you got? What's the first question?
All right. In the effort to help individuals make more money, what are some tips or what are some things that you think people should know before buying their first house?
What are some tips that people should know before buying their first house?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you because I just gave a talk on private equity like a week and a half ago. I'm be honest, when I'm realizing home ownership is a scam.
It's a scam?
No, it's a scam. And when I mean scam, not as far as, oh, your money's going to get stolen, but the idea of how they sell it as opposed to reality of it is a scam. Okay?
So they're not giving you the full details.
Yeah, and just also like the mental picture of what buying a home has been, I guess, advertised as, campaigned as, the propaganda around it.
Okay.
Right? Like, so when they say buy a home, they say go get a home, right? Yes, go get a home. It's better than renting and paying somebody else's mortgage. Yeah. For sure, right? Let's not say that. But they sell this American dream, right? That buying a home, if you get a home, you'll be rich. Like, this is generational wealth. You want to get some money? You want money? Go get a home. You want to get some money? You better buy a house. Everybody got money, got a house.
Who did you just turn into for that?
Bro, that's how goofy it sounds, bro. You want some money? You better go buy a house. Everybody got a house, got money. No, bro. Like, yes, it's better than buying somebody else's, buying them whatever they want in their dreams or whatever because you're paying their mortgage. That's all rent is paying somebody else's mortgage. Whether it's an apartment company and you're paying the rent to help them pay their mortgage on the building or the loan that they have, right? So you're paying more money out. You got to think of maintenance. Don't let you have an HOA fee, right? The HOA fees are the mafia. They want their money, right? Like, I had my own run-ins with the HOA mafia. You feel me? Okay. You got property taxes, okay? And those are subject to change and go up. Consistently. Whenever. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you just have, if you have tenants in there, you got to deal with the tenants. You got to deal with the turnover of a tenant moving out, coming in, right? Your roof may be leaking, right? You may have to change, the AC, right? Like, you have to change water heaters. Like, it may flood. Like, you may have an infestation of, like, termites or roaches or whatever, and like, oh, well, you need to do your due diligence before you get the home. Yeah, but sometimes you just miss stuff. Yeah. Right? And so you're not going to get $1 million in your bank because you get a crib. Like, I'm not now a millionaire
because I have a home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so this American dream of like, oh, get a house because you'll be rich and you'll be wealthy. Like, it's a good start, but like, that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling people, I'm almost at the point now where I would rather buy properties, definitely not just single homes, but multifamilies, buy those and just live in an apartment.
Yeah.
Just put people in them and just live in an apartment. Because with an apartment, you have ready maintenance. They come and fix whatever breaks. You have a community. You have, a lot of times apartments are next to, you know, shopping centers, malls. They're next to everything that you really want to do, right? And it's easier, bro. Just pay your rent. Your utilities is up. That's it. And we didn't even get to utilities for a home. Don't let more people than yourself be living in a home, right? So yeah, bro. In my mind, home ownership has become a scam. I think you should just, yes, buy a home, but don't buy it thinking this is about to change your life. Like in the first few years, first 3 to 4 or 5 years, you may be spending more than you're making.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? So, but it's, you know, if you don't have a home, it definitely beats. And if you have a family, I'm single in my 20s, right? So if you do have a family, yes, like get a crib.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
Honestly, as a brand new homeowner, what I'm starting to learn is that when you first get into a home, you're not getting a lot of tangible things, right? You're not getting finances back. You're not making money. You're shelling out everything. Like, you don't really take the time before buying a house to see exactly what comes with buying a house. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking specifically financially. Like, of course, you got to pay your mortgage. Of course, you got to pay property taxes. Of course, you got to pay utilities. But what about furnishing?
We didn't even get furniture, TV.
You know what I'm saying? What about, like you said, dealing with accidents in the house, maybe the roof's leaking, all that? What about
toilets?
What about how you transition from an apartment and the utilities are no longer like $50 or $30? Now it's $180 a month because you're trying to air condition an entire house instead of one singular room.
Right.
It's just so many more things that go into home buying that you don't think about, or majority of the time is not told to you or presented to you. It's like, hey, buy, because like you said, you're going to become a millionaire. And yes, buying property is a very great asset, but I think people need to build up a better savings, a better understanding of what really comes with that.
Right.
I would say do your entire finances for like 3 to 4 years before even buying the property, so that you know exactly what you're going to lose when you buy this property and how your life is going to change. Because if you believe that you can live inside of the same means that you had when you were living in an apartment by yourself and then own a property, you're going broke. You're going to lose all your money.
Right.
So it's definitely been humbling, right? Because I tried to brush it off, you know what I'm saying? Got to shout out Mom Duke. She definitely brought up a lot of questions when I was in the buying process that I didn't think about myself. Like, well, what about this? What about this? I got it. And yes, I do have it, but it has taken an adjustment for me to be like, okay, well, now I can't do this. Now I need to cut back on this. Now I actually need to do all the things that I wanted to do or saying I was going to do in the apartment in real life.
Right.
Otherwise, it ain't going to be a great month.
And then talk about also like no money down, right? It's not really no money down.
It's never the case.
It's never the case. Like there's come join this program, no money down. VA loan, no money down. Listen, bro. It's not no money down.
That's how they sold it to you. VA loan, no money down, boy. I definitely paid out of pocket.
I definitely came out of pocket.
Definitely came out of pocket. Thousands came out of pocket.
You know what I'm saying? So like, don't think that you about to get a crib. Oh, I'm military. It's no money down. Bro, we military too. We use the same VA loan you use, or we're trying to use. Okay, like it's not no money down. You're going to pay out of pocket.
And majority of the time, you're going to refinance out of that VA loan within a year.
Probably. You know what I'm saying? If you really playing the game the way you're supposed to. And that's a topic for another time.
You
know what hot. Yes, Sirski. All right. That was it. We covered
that. Was the first question. It was covered.
All right. What is something that you believe in that most people may disagree with?
What is something that I believe in
that most people may disagree with?
I really got to go into my bag with this because I think I wouldn't say a lot of favorable, but I think a lot of the things I do believe in, people are right along with me.
You never know.
I mean, yeah, you really never know.
You could turn into a housewife.
No, I don't. I don't believe in that. I'm not believing in that at all. Never turning into no housewife. I gotta work.
But so I couldn't blame Tanya.
honestly don't even have an answer for that question. Like that's kind of like outside of the something that I can think of. I guess the first thing that came to mind is like an extreme sense of timeliness. So, and when I mean this, I mean I'm so uncomfortable when it comes to being on time. I will be on time to things that everybody's late to. And people will be like, yo, we got plenty of time. You see it.
I'm people.
Yeah, you're people. You see it. Like, and this is maybe not one of the deep things they were expecting, but like it's so uncomfortable for me to be late anywhere by a minute, by a second. If I'm not 15 minutes early, in my mind, I'm late.
Like if we're going to a party, we have to plan. I have to plan for him to be late, right? Like I have to be like, yo, it starts here, but the plan is for us to get there later.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know it says this on the flyer, Keith. I got it. I'm with you, brother. But we're planning to show up at this time. So technically, we're not on their schedule. We're on our schedule. Yeah. Right? So we're going to show up at this time.
If it's in black and white, that's the time I'm going to be there. If it's on the flyer, that's the time I'm going to be there. If the spot open at this time, that's the time I'm going to be there. If we got a reservation, that's the time I'm going to be there. Like I plan out so much that I hate being late. I never try to attribute or try to be late. Like I'll get there early and chill in the parking lot and just walk over there when I have to be there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand, bro.
I don't do it. It stresses me out. Bro, it really stresses me out.
Bro, even when we were on the ship and you would get there super early and just already be ready, and then I come in there, hey, come on, bro, you ready to go? Let's go.
It's crazy to think about that. So with my job, like, of course, I already got to get early, but I would get up like an hour earlier than I had to, go to my job, take a quick nap there, just so that I didn't have to be rushing at the last moment. But I also attribute it to the job I had in the Navy. As a navigator, I didn't have the option to be late. And it wasn't early either. I couldn't be early. It was like I had to be within seconds of being at a specific spot at a certain time. It wasn't be there 5 minutes early, be there 5 minutes late. It was you're going to be there the second that we're supposed to be there. So I kind of got that ingrained in my life that that's how I have to operate. And I already kind of had that feeling prior to even becoming a navigator. So that just made it even worse.
Right. Why do you think you're like that?
I think because I just grew up in that military family. Like when I was younger with my pops, he was always early everywhere. Mm-hmm. Like it got ingrained to him, hey, you have to show up 15 minutes earlier, you're late. As they always say, hurry up and wait. Hurry up, get to where you need to be, and then you can have the time to relax. Don't be relaxing at home because you never know what can happen to prevent you from getting to that place. So yeah, I leave 5 minutes later than I used to do, but now somebody done crashed on the freeway. Now I got to stop and get gas. Now I got to do that. And that just adds on to the time that I already didn't prepare for. But if I leave a little bit earlier, now I have buffer room to make sure that I'm able to arrive where I need to be at the time that I need to be.
Yeah, I guess I'm people. I definitely don't agree.
Definitely don't agree. I know for a fact you don't agree on being on time anywhere. This boy Haas has an embedded 10-minute delay. Yeah. It don't matter.
I got a 10-minute lag, bro.
The thing is, he'll be ready at the time we're supposed to, and then he's going to purposely find something to be late. He's going to find a reason to be late. Oh, actually, I got to pull over here real quick, bro. You know what? Check his pockets. I got to get this. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Say,
I am notorious for being ready, leaving out the door, pat my pockets, and be like, I gotta go back. I forgot. I gotta go back. Okay. All right. Who has been your greatest influence, and how have they impacted your journey?
Who has been my greatest influence, and how have they impacted my journey? My father.
Okay.
So I respect my pops and love my pops to such an extreme level, right? He is one individual who showed me what it's like to be imperfectly perfect. You know what I'm saying? To understand that you have your flaws. Yeah. To understand that you make your mistakes. To understand that you take steps back, but that doesn't keep you from fighting. That doesn't keep you from taking care of your family. That doesn't keep you from being a better man. That doesn't keep you from progressing in life, right? And then he also showed me what it looks like to truly grow.
Right.
Growing up in life, father in the military, like an emotional standpoint from him, he was a little bit more tough. Like it wasn't an outward vocalization of his love, right? You just kind of understood what it was. But the older and older he gets, the more and more you can see the transition of who he is. you can see how he vocalizes. Like, me and him don't get off the phone without him saying, hey, I'm proud of you. Like, I really appreciate what you're doing. I love you to death. Like, he sends sentimental things now. That was never my pops growing up, right? But now it's just like, you see somebody that's so close to you in life and makes such a jump. Like, you don't want to go through life, or you don't want to get to a point where you feel like you do less than what they do. Like, a father always wants for his son to outlast him, outlive him, outperform him, be better than him in every single way. So how could I see that type of representation of who a man is actually is and supposed to be, and not live up to that or overcome that or be better than that? So, like, my pops inspired me on certain levels that I may not even communicate to him. Some things I just think of and I'm like, yo, what my pops do? Like, how would my pops present it, right? And don't get me wrong, my pops is like that too. So if you get on his bad side, it's a problem. But being able to control that type of mentality to where he's able to give you that loving demeanor, he's able to give you that support, that conversation, but whenever it's necessary, he's also able to flip that switch. That's really what a man is. That's really what a man is about.
No, that's real.
What about you?
Who has had the most influence on me? It might be a combo. I'll say my parents.
In general? Yeah.
Just in general, my parents. You know, I've been fortunate, like, they really kind of like my best friends, for real.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, it's gotten to a point now where they even, you know, ask for my advice sometimes. And so now I'm like, wow, like,
Full circle
moment, right? And, like, you know, want to hear what I think about certain things. So it's a very humbling moment, grateful moment, and I'm just fortunate, you know what I'm saying, to have my parents in my life and communicate with them all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's a cheat code, being able to, even if you don't have your parents, being able to have someone that's a generation above you and communicate all the time, like whether that's an uncle or aunt or just a coach or whoever it is in your life that you can gain perspective and advice from, that's a generation before you. I think that's a cheat code. If you have the opportunity to do that with your grandparents, you're going to be better than most people, like better off than most people.
Way better.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another thing that I had the ability to thrive off on, is I had relationships with my mom's parents and my dad's parents, right? So a lot of things, the way I am, the way I think, is a combination of two generations, right? So, like, I am getting a super duper head start. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already getting the answers to the test before you even gave it to me.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I'm like, why are you ahead of me? Is because I had the opportunity to have those relationships. And I took it upon myself to foster them further. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing that both of my parents did individually, like, they're big on family. So they made sure that we were around family. Right? Like, it wasn't like, no, like, you come in here, we going out of town, and we going to see them, right? Or we going to see them, and no, y'all not finna go upstairs and just get on a game.
Be down here and interact.
You gonna be down here interacting with everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like, call them, it's such and such birthday. Like, even my dad's side of the family, whenever it's a birthday, they call that person, and we'll all get on the phone and sing them happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's something that's just, like, it seems small when you're doing it, but it's like, who in 2024 gets on the phone with all their family and sings happy birthday for the person whose birthday it is?
Yeah, that's a different type of love.
Like, that's different. You know what I'm saying? And, like, my pops is, like, huge and big and making sure that happens. Like, he's kind of, like, making sure everybody, like, hey, get on the phone. Hey, get on the phone. Hey, I don't hear you singing.
Hey, you in the back quiet.
Like, speak up. You know what I mean? So it seems like, you know, it can be a little annoying, but now I'm realizing it's shaping me to where I want to be as a man. And then my mom, you know, put the icing on the cake with giving me both sides of that too. So, yeah, I say my parents.
Hey, man, utilize your resources.
For
the
sure.
people in your life are definitely resources. Mom, I ain't forget about you either. I got a lot to say about you, but we're going to say that for another time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so we were talking about the greatest rapper of all time. No question about it. My man, Jermaine Cole, J. Cole. He released a new song, Poor Antonio. Did you listen to that?
I listened to half of it.
You listened to half of it?
I listened to
half of it. All right. So I'm going to take this question either way. What message did you get from the half of the song that you listened to?
Bro, I only listened once and I listened to half of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am I like to watch stuff, listen to stuff, rewind it, dissect it, play it again, rewind it back, play the whole thing through, rewind it back, play it again. Like now I want to listen to it with you or whoever else is around. Like let's play it, let's listen. So like I'll be in my process of digesting music. I'll be way premature to say that.
Way premature.
But I will say this: it's amazing, just overall, that when you go with your heart. Look at the camera. When you go with what you believe in your heart, regardless of what people are saying, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, you gonna run from the beef? Oh, you supposed to be the top 3. Why you not gonna go back at Kendrick? Oh, you heard what he was saying about you. He dissed you. Okay, boom. You're not gonna respond. How you gonna respond?" Then he responds. How you gonna respond and then take it back? What you supposed to be a killer. This is the music industry. Like back in my day, rap beefs, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. And elaboration, and everything is I'm saying it don't really matter, but I'm gonna say it like this because I'm from the previous generation and I know. Or I'm from this generation and if I was him, I would have did this. Do you see the emotional toll that it took on Kendrick? Even though some people give the edge to Kendrick, the emotional toll it took on Kendrick, the emotional toll it took on Drake, right? It has low-key taken Drake out of his moment because he was going at an all-time high, right? Kendrick, even though he still had that's even like if you're fighting somebody, you may still win, but you still got some casualties too. Even in a war, you may win the war, but it still exhausted so much resources that it's not sustainable. So everybody was going at Cole because he didn't act the way they wanted him to act. He acted the way he wanted to act. And now look at him just soaring. Every feature he's on, Blow for Blow with T Grizzly, soaring. Port Antonio, soaring. Like the collard greens, soaring. Like when you do things and when you're trying to be spiritually pure and you're not going to allow the pressure of somebody else's expectations determine how you behave. Soaring. I'm above it. And what's interesting is that Jay-Z had a song with Drake and then he was basically telling Drake in the song, he was like, look, this is how they're going to come at you. They're going to come at you with petty rap beefs, trying to get you out of character, trying to distract you. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z was like, if you shoot me, you famous. If I shoot you, I'm brainless. What's it supposed to do when the streets is watching? The streets is watching Drake. The streets is watching Cole and like if you at the top, they're gonna be watching you. But they're gonna try to come at you with all these little petty beefs, right? And then now you taking out the picture. And then Cole was like, nah, I see what's going on. I can't let you take me out of this spiritual realm that I'm in right now because you got to go to a different place to even go at somebody. Like you're not at your all-time high frequency when you dumbing down and going to a lower frequency to get at somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not where you're supposed to be. Right? So he's like, nah, bro, I know where I'm at right now. I can feel it. Like when I'm around people, I can feel my frequency vibrating higher than you. I'm not finna let this bring me down to that level and get into this negative energy exchange.
Yeah.
Because energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred. So you can feel the energy transfer from Drake to Kendrick and even from them to the listener. You feel me? So like now Cole is like, bro, I got peace. I got my family. None of my family's dirty laundry was aired out. All my people good. They safe. They can go wherever they want to go. Ain't nobody like vandalizing their property. Bro, I'm just going up. I'm making more money. I'm going up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now every piece of music he's putting out, and niggas like, oh my God. Like, Goat World, no blanket. He's going bananas. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the whole situation and the aftermath of that. And it was all this year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It seems like a long year. Like, remember, Cat Williams started the year off, right? But like, this has all been within low-key like 4, 5, 6 months. So that's how I feel about the whole thing in general. I know that was long-winded, but soaring, bro. That's how I feel about it. He's just soaring.
Yeah.
Period. How you feel about it?
it showed me that this sense of everybody wants to be him, right? Everybody wants to be him. That's kind of how you want to live your life. You want to get to a point where you have an internal peace. You want to get to a point where you feel like you've got the most amount of growth, and then you're met with oppositions to who that growth or what that growth made you become, right? So the way I look at it as being him is an internal peace. It's not an external parade. So everybody wanted J. Cole to parade his abilities. Everybody wanted J. Cole to flip that switch, right? Everybody wanted J. Cole to become who they wanted him to be. They wanted him to be that monster. They wanted him to be that individual that brings up all this messy laundry so that now I have something to talk about. Now I have something to go tell my friends. Hey, J. Cole brought this up about your favorite rapper. J. Cole said this about your favorite rapper. Yeah. Oh, J. Cole killing them, right? Because he's talking about some family members that died, or he's talking about some stuff that they never wanted to get out, right? Why would I go into a bag and destroy somebody that I got respect for just to give people that don't matter something to talk about?
Right.
Like, we're so consumed in this, like we always say, microwave society where I want everything now. And then you realize you get a little bite of it and then it just disappears. Why do people got to keep coming up with more and more ridiculous outcomes or ridiculous topics or more and more jabs and jabs and jabs? Because the stuff that we're bringing up is so temporary. It doesn't mean anything, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to sit here and destroy my friendship with somebody just to get the hype of people that don't matter, just to get the hype of people that haven't made the money I made, that haven't had the experiences I had, that haven't affected the people that I have, just to get them to go on TikTok or Instagram or go on YouTube and be like, hey, you're really that guy. I know I'm that guy.
I don't need you.
I wake up and see myself every day. I know who I came from. I know who I am. I know the family that I got. I know the things that I've been through. You telling me I'm that guy does not matter.
Right.
I don't care what you say.
Right.
I'm that guy on the inside. So I wake up every day and I get to see it.
Right.
So when people come out and they're like, J. Cole's not this, J. Cole can never be, like, are you going to sit here and try to discredit all the work that he did just because he didn't react the way you would react to a situation? Right. Honestly, that should tell you a lot about yourself. That means that you don't got the internal peace that is necessary to really strive in this life.
Right.
One thing they said, I was watching this TikTok. It said, sometimes people in my life or my family don't realize the amount of violence it took me to become this gentle. Mm. A real man is bred through violence, and then they have a sense of not neglect, but a sense of slow to becoming it. Like, if I'm going to grow my whole life and get through all of these obstacles, all of these wrongdoings, all of these close calls, just to get to a point where I've made it and act the same way, what growth did I really do?
People look at you strange, like you changed, like you worked that hard to stay the same.
Like I did all this to stay the same.
Yeah.
Yo, we got to understand that growth it looks a lot for a lot of different people. And sometimes you need to work on your own before you calling everybody else's out.
Okay. If you were Drake in the situation that you're in right now and that he's in, what would you do?
As in the beef's already happened?
Right now, present day. If you're Drake, what would you be doing?
I mean, honestly, I'd have to take some type of reflection to myself. Like, because in their beef, you see that the people that were hurt the most wasn't them. It was the people surrounding them. Like, he's bringing up family things. He's attacking other individuals and secrets that aren't supposed to come out. Now you're embarrassing the people that are not just the individual you're fighting with, but surrounding him. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I think Drake just needs to take a more internal view and figure, like, what did I really get out of this? Like, how did this help me in my career? What was the point of this? That's really what I would do. Because, I mean, it already happened, so it's not like I can rewind it and take it all back.
Yeah.
What about you? What would you do if you was Kendrick? What would you do if you was Kendrick? Because I guess I'm Drake. Don't really add up in the color scheme, but, you know.
I'll give you both. Kendrick, what would I do if I'm Kendrick? Keep doing what you've been doing. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
Because he was out the way for a minute.
He was out the way, and then he came back and, like, dropped some provoking bars, right? And then dropped some provoking, poke some bears, see what you can do. And that's when he thrives.
Yeah.
I think Kendrick thrives in, like, chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he thrives in, like, a competition. He thrives in let's get gritty. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go big on big.
You know what I'm saying? He thrives in that environment. You know what I'm saying? On some dungeon, like, let's just rap and just diss each other and, like, see who the best. You know what I'm saying? On some kind of almost like mad scientist type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he thrives in that situation. Now, if you are talking about, go make a hit that everybody wants to hear consistently.
Nah, that's not him.
No. Like go make a hit that they can play in Zara and at the NFL on an NFL commercial and that they gonna play in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do that consistently. No. You know what I mean? Drake is gonna do that.
Drake, yeah, he gonna do that.
You know what I'm saying?
He gonna do that for sure.
So just keep doing what you're doing. It's working. At this point, for real.
I give you that.
Just keep doing what you're doing. For Drake, I would say, bro, like the best thing you can do when you're down is lean into it.
Which he did.
I don't think he leaned into it enough.
I think he did on that Sexy Red song.
He did. He teased it. It was a teaser.
Yeah.
I think he should, if I'm his team, I'm telling him we need a documentary. Right now, put out a documentary and remind people of who you really were. Right? Show people who Drake at Degrassi was and how he's evolved into who he is right now. Right? Like, show people you doing some community service with the kids. Right? Like, show people that, yes, that beef affected you.
Yeah. Can't play that off, brother.
Show how, and you don't even have to say how, oh, he got the best of me. Just talk about how, man, I didn't realize that being on top, I'm not just sacrificing my throne. I'm sacrificing my castle.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just about me, like you mentioned. I'm sacrificing the livelihood, the safety, the security, the privacy of my entire crew, family, anybody connected to me in any type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's not just sacrificing the throne, he's sacrificing his old castle.
Yeah.
Right? His kingdom. So I would talk about that. I would put out a documentary, right? And I would keep making music, but vulnerable music.
Being who he's supposed to be.
Vulnerable. You ain't gotta be soft. Like being vulnerable is not soft, but I would be vulnerable. I would be like, speaking how he speaks, not naming names, whatever, but they wanted me to do XYZ and I did it. And now look at my life. They, you know what I'm saying? They love you when you're on top and then they kick you while you're on top because they want to bring you back down. So now I'm at your level. Shit, look at me now. Since we seeing eye to eye.
Look at me now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what more do we want? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Now that we on the same level, now what? Y'all gonna build me back up again? So
just to tear me back down?
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I would lean into. Lean into it. Like, that's the only thing you can do, because running from it, nah, bro. And then show how everybody has had a situation in their life where they have gotten out of character and it's cost them. Anybody can relate to that. They know how it doesn't have to be physical or a literal beef, but you have done some things that you probably shouldn't have done or reacted the way you shouldn't have reacted too hasty or reacted, like you said, because everybody wanted you to react. And your life is not in a better situation. So I'll talk about that, show that on documentary, put music out, keep putting music out. I would put young people on, like start like put music out, but also like have people under my label that's young. So I stay relevant. So even if I'm not putting music out, this is my artist.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So like, even if we 60 and podcasting is still popping, we go get the youngest people from wherever that's popping and we put them under Freewenow. So like Freewenow stays relevant regardless if we actually making content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do if I was him and his team, and if they wanted to stay in the picture and not get X'd out.
Lean into it.
Lean into it. Don't run from it. Running from it will not save you.
Running from anything won't save you.
You know what I mean? So, and those who know about that, know. All right. We have time for one more?
Yep. What's up?
All right. How do you... Nah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that
My boy
one.
said delete.
Delete. Do you feel voting matters?
Do I feel voting matters?
Does voting matter?
So for the longest time, I would have gave you a crisp no. I'm talking about a McDonald's Sprite no. I would have gave you that crisp of a no. Right? Because I think we get confused and we dial down just how broad voting is. So everybody sees voting as only the president. So when you vote, all you're voting for is your president. But then you don't realize it's about the Supreme Court justices. It's about some of the local judges. It's about some of your local advocates. Like, voting entails so many different things.
Right.
You can't just sit here and feel like, well, I don't feel like I affect the presidential race enough, so voting doesn't matter.
Right.
I watched something on TikTok, right? It was simple. There was an individual who was jaywalking. A black individual was jaywalking. The cop went over there, arrested him because he had some weed in his pocket. So he goes to the court the next day. The judge brings up his case. He says, all right, so what's happening? So the cop starts explaining the story. He was like, well, he crossed at an unauthorized crossing. And then he looks at the cop and he says, what? He's like, yeah, he crossed at an unauthorized crossing. So I went to detain him. And he said, okay, walking while black makes sense. And then the cop was like, yeah. And then I checked him and he was like, you know what? I'm throwing this whole case out. That right there is what voting can do for you. Understanding that it is more than just the presidential race. It is the people that impact your everyday life. A lot of things, the ideas that the president comes up with, or a lot of these big laws, have to go through so many levels before they even become law. They got to get through so many different checks and balances before they come law. So if you vote in the right people into the Supreme Court, or you vote into the right people into the representation of you, some president may not even be able to get his agenda off.
Right.
So you don't realize that it's a thing of totality. It's not just one individual. It's all the supporting entities that go into it. So yes, voting is very important, especially if you want to see change in the immediate area you're at. Even if you're saying, hey, I'm not going to vote for the president, I'm not going to vote for this, vote for your local authorities. Vote for the people that are in your town. Vote for your mayor. Vote for your local judge. Vote for your if you can, your local deputy director of whatever. So that way, vote for the people in your HOA.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Right. Those are the people that affect you.
The HOA society in general, whoever came with the HOA.
Those are the people that affect you. So voting is a grand scale thing. It doesn't have to be the president of the United States. It can literally be the people that are in your neighborhood. But if you don't take the time to go up and speak and see the policies and the different ways that it is affecting your everyday life, but then you get out here and be like, whoa, why did they allow everybody in my neighborhood to change the color of their house? Now our whole complex looks stupid. Why are they not picking up the trash on Wednesdays? Now they're picking it up on Fridays every third week of the month.
Right.
Wait, now my trash is overflowing. Well, you ain't vote, brother. We had a whole conversation at the event you didn't show up to.
Town hall meeting.
Right? So yes, voting is very important.
No, I agree, bro. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I'll give them a situation. Look up Missouri governor. I want to say his name is Michael Parsons. Recently, about 2 weeks ago, black guy on death row, been on death row for a while, was serving a life sentence, was about to get executed, and basically it was walking while black.
Walking while black.
Right, and so he was falsely accused to the point that even a prosecutor who prosecuted him in his court case asked the governor to reverse the case. The victims of the case asked him to reverse the case and find him innocent. The jury who put him in there asked them to find him innocent. And the governor of Missouri still said, nah, give him the chair. And he got the chair, bro. After all them people said, find him innocent, like, please reverse it, we made a mistake. Missouri governor said, nah, give him the chair.
And the crazy thing is, people knew who the Missouri governor was before he did that specific instance. They probably knew how he was.
Probably, if you're in Missouri, yeah, probably.
Yeah, they probably know how he was.
Yeah. So voting, that is directly how voting impacts you. Trump ain't had nothing to do with that. Kamala ain't had nothing to do with that. Okay, that's your governor, right? That has nothing to do with the president, or vice. JD Vance didn't have nothing to do with that. Okay, Tim Walz ain't have nothing to do with that, right? And Tim Walz is actually a governor as well. So it's like what he mentioned about voting and how it's not just the presidents. Voting does matter. They try to make you think that, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just the president, my vote doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you're misinformed. And I would challenge you. Matter of fact, no, I'm not going to say that. I would just challenge you to do your research. I'm trying to be less confrontational, right? So I will only be confrontational when I have to. You know what I'm saying? When you bring it to me, and I will confront the confrontation. But hey, that was good. That was a lot. That was very, I almost said it, meaty. Pause. Right?
Oh, whoa.
So that was a lot of content, and that was a lot of just good information and pureness, rawness. Pause. Right? Like it was. I'm gonna stop now. Right?
Yeah, give it up, brother.
I gotta give it up. But it was a lot of just genuineness, and I know you got something from it, cause I got something from it. I'm talking. So if you're listening the whole time, I know you got something for it. What you got?
Hey, nothing else from the people. Take away some of the messages that we sent. It was honestly, the content was a little bit different than we normally do on the Realest Foot Forward. It was very educational. So take some of that with a grain of salt. Do your own research too. Don't take our word for it.
Where does take it with a grain of salt come from?
I don't know, but whoever made that up, they know they did something with that.
Take it, because if you think about it, take it with a grain of salt. Meaning it probably doesn't taste good.
It doesn't taste good.
So let me add a little seasoning.
Let me add a little seasoning. Let me do my own little thing.
Let me add a little, you know what I'm saying, just so I can take it.
I wonder what it's like to be one of the individuals that brings one of those popular slayings that last through time.
Another one. I saw this on social media too. You know, see everything on social media. It's cable and TV now. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's your cake. Why can't you eat it?
Yeah, that's cake. That's what I'm supposed to do.
It's my cake. That's what I'm supposed to do.
I never liked that one.
That was
confusing.
stupid.
That was confusing.
That's
I don't
the
understand
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I hate that one so much.
How you want your cake and eat it too? If it's my birthday, I get a cake. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
I'm gonna let it mold.
I'm just gonna sit it out. It's my birthday, and I don't have a piece of my own birthday cake. You want your cake and want to eat it too? That's so retarded.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
That does not make sense at all. But fun fact, they say the original expression is you can't have Kate, the name Kate, like a woman Kate. You can't have Kate and Edith too.
And Edith too. Okay, that makes way more sense.
So you can't have two women.
That makes more sense.
You can't have Kate and have Edith.
Yeah.
You can only have Edith or have Kate.
Okay.
But you know, language barriers and
that might be the case. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Every time somebody says that, I'm like, you're stupid. I was like, you're dumb. That is dumb. Why would you say that? Everything that you said is now no longer valid because that's how you gonna end it. That is stupid.
Your word count is up. You have no more input to add with me. I'm done listening. You say you can't have your cake and eat. I'm done listening.
I'm leaving.
I can't hear it.
We're no longer associates, friends, partner. I don't like you anymore.
Like, I'm closing my laptop on that. Yeah. You feel me? And it's Freewenow?
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sirski.